Most people think attraction starts with eye contact. They're entirely wrong. Eye contact is conscious. It's controlled. It's easily faked. True attraction starts in the autonomic nervous system. It happens before he even realizes he's doing it. There are 8 silent physical responses a man cannot suppress. One of them is so subtle. Psychologists call it the ultimate honest signal. If you miss it, you miss everything. Are you paying attention? Sign number 1. The gravity lean. Edward Hall's theory of proxemics explains human territoriality. We instinctively defend our personal space bubbles. We only break those invisible barriers for high-value targets. Picture a loud, crowded dinner party. You're sitting directly across the table from him. Every time you speak, his torso drifts over his plate, his shoulders angle down slightly. He ignores the natural comfort of his chair. He fights gravity just to bridge the physical gap between you. Watch his center of mass closely. If his posture defies natural comfort to lean your way, he's locked in. He cannot pull away. The next sign is even harder for him to hide. Sign number 2. The barrier drop. Human kinesics dictate how we protect ourselves. Biology wires us to shield vulnerable organs when threatened. We expose them when we feel intense interest. He's holding a cold drink across his chest. You walk up and start talking to him. Without a single conscious thought, he lowers the glass. He uncrosses his arms entirely. He clears the physical space between you two. His hands play a massive role here. We'll return to exactly why his hands matter later. Watch what he does with everyday objects. A phone, a jacket, a glass in his hand. If he moves them out of the way, he wants nothing between you. Sign 3 shifts focus entirely from the body to the face. Sign number 3. The pupil dilation. The autonomic nervous system controls human pupil dilation. It reacts instantly when looking at highly stimulating things. Eckhard Hess proved this biological response back in 1965. It's purely involuntary. Eckhard Hess found pupils can expand 45% when viewing someone attractive. You're talking together in a normally lit room. The overhead lighting hasn't changed at all. But as you laugh, the dark centers of his eyes widen. His eyes suddenly look darker. They look almost liquid and deep. Ignore the eye contact itself for a second. Look closely at the dark iris. If the black center expands while you speak, his brain is flooded with dopamine, but what his feet do tells a completely different story. Sign number 4. Ventral fronting. Ventral fronting is a behavioral baseline concept. It occurs when a person aligns their most vulnerable front area directly with a target. Former FBI agent Joe Navarro highlights this exact behavior constantly. He's talking to someone else in the room. His head is turned completely away from you. But look, down at the floor, his physical body is literally prioritizing you over his current conversation. His torso and both feet are pointing straight at you. Ignore where his face is looking. Watch the exact alignment of his feet and his chest. They point exactly where his subconscious mind is truly focused. The next sign is where most women get completely misdirected. Sign number 5. The preening tic. Displacement behavior occurs when emotional tension spikes sharply. When adrenaline surges from sudden attraction, the body needs a physical outlet. It almost always manifests as rapid self-grooming. This is why his hands matter. You walk into the room unannounced. He immediately brings a hand up to touch his face. He aggressively smooths the front of his shirt. He adjusts his watch or runs fingers through his hair. He isn't actually messy. His heart rate just jumped because he saw you. Watch for rapid, unnecessary adjustments to his clothing. Watch his hands the exact second he notices you, but his voice will give away even more than his hands. Sign number 6. The vocal drop. Acoustic variation changes how we project our voices. Studies from the University of Stirling tracked male vocal modulation. They show men subconsciously lower their vocal pitch around women they find attractive. Imagine his voice dropping an octave the second you walk into the room. He's joking loudly with his friends at the bar. His voice is highly energetic and normal. He turns his head to answer your question. Suddenly, his tone drops sharply. It gets slightly softer, significantly slower, and much deeper. He's projecting raw biological masculinity without realizing it at all. Listen closely to the sharp acoustic contrast. Compare how he sounds talking to a male friend. Then compare it to how he sounds replying to you. Sign 7 is the one you have definitely seen before. Sign number 7. Proxemic echoing. Limerence mirroring is a powerful synchronization tool. When a man is captivated, his mirror neurons fire rapidly. He begins to echo your physical rhythm to build subconscious rapport. You've already seen this, probably more than once. You just didn't have a name for it. You shift your weight to your left leg while standing. 3 seconds later, he shifts his weight to his left leg. You pick up your drink from the table. He immediately touches his own glass. Make a highly distinct physical movement. Wait exactly 5 seconds. If he copies the gesture, his brain is desperately trying to sync with yours. But the final sign is the one he desperately wants to hide. Sign number 8, the sustained glance. The Zeigarnik effect dictates how humans process intense focus. We absolutely cannot look away from incomplete, compelling puzzles. This is the biological reality of sudden obsession. This is the ultimate honest signal of attraction. You are both sitting in complete silence. A loud noise happens across the room. You turn your head suddenly to look at the distraction. He's already looking directly at you. He wasn't looking at the sudden noise at all. He was quietly studying the side of your face. Catching him looking at you is extremely common. Catching him looking when he should absolutely be looking away is the real tell. But here's what nobody talks about. We treat these signs like a game of romantic bingo. They're actually signals of intense vulnerability. When a man exhibits these 8 behaviors, his nervous system is hijacked. He's entirely exposed. He just hopes you don't realize it, which leads us to a much darker dynamic. Understanding body language gives you an unfair advantage. Psychologist Paul Ekman calls this reading the micronarrative. You're seeing the truth before it gets filtered through conversation. You have let men walk away before because you waited for words. You wanted a verbal confession. You ignored the physical screaming. That stops. Right now, once you see the gravity lean, the vocal drop, the echoing, you control the entire pace of the interaction. You know his cards before he even plays them. This is the dark dynamic of reading behavior. You hold all the leverage. But seeing the attraction is only half the equation. The real power is deciding what to do with that raw vulnerability. He cannot hide these signs from you anymore. His body will betray his intentions every single time. But if you know he wants you before he even speaks, what exactly are you going to make him do next? Hidden Psyche has more if you're ready.